What's happening? It's Contrast Uncut, Season 2, Episode 23. You know, it's like the Jordan episode around here. And big shout outs to Uncle Snoop's Army and Bobby D Presents. I appreciate you, brothers. It's your host, Zylo, aka DJ Juan Dollars, like I won some money. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a really dope special guest. He's a Grammy-winning super producer, Billboard charting, RIA certified platinum for Cardi B's Get Up 10. I mean, it's the first track you hear on the triple platinum album, Invasion of Privacy. I mean, he's also doing big things currently with the 1.5 billion views on TikTok with Pew Pew Pew. And I mean, it's crazy how much that has grown in the past 2 years. So I mean, he's diverse. He's working with Sammy Wiltz, Hood Celebrity, and many more. I'm talking about Sean Island, everybody. How you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing, bro? Thank you. Appreciate you having me on the show.
Man, all love, bro. You know, I can't complain. If I did, it wouldn't make too much sense right now. It's about action.
Yeah, a lot of action out here. A lot of action, bro.
I just read this thing that pretty much, you know, last time we rioted, it pretty much caused the civil rights movement to be created. And, you know, in the 60s. And so it's like, you know, at some point it's going to cause a nice deal of justice. I'm not trying to spend too much time talking about it just because, you know, I'm here for you and the show. But, you know, I'll be feeling like at some point it should be on everybody's heart.
Nah, you can't ignore it now. And I think that's kind of the point. It's like, you know, it's gotten to a point where now it's like they brought it to everybody's attention. It's at everybody's front door right now. You can't really ignore it. So it's affecting you wherever you're at. It seems like every major city there's a riot going on. Yes. I'm in New York, so I'm a little bit outside of NYC, and it's like, it's crazy in New York, it's crazy down south, out west. So, you know, I mean, I guess that it got the point across, you know.
LA has a 6 p.m. curfew. You can't exit the freeways, nothing. LA by 6 p.m.
Yeah, I heard about a 10 o'clock one down south, like in Florida or something like that. But yeah, it's crazy right now.
Oh yeah.
But good means though, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely drastic measures for drastic actions to have results. I mean, you know, everything we do in this world is measured by results, numbers, and right now the numbers are definitely escalating on how many people are in support of protesting and making sure there's a difference that comes out of this.
Definitely.
So, my brother, I got a quote for you. You know, let me know how it relates to you, or if it doesn't, I just want you to talk about it, you know, and here we go.
Okay.
Never say never, because limits like fears are often an illusion. Michael Jordan.
Never say never. Limits like fear. Yeah, to me that it's like a, you know, don't ever give up, don't ever rule anything out. It's like, you know, you never know what could lead to what, to be honest. Even in my own life, I feel like, you know, at one time producing was just kind of a dream, you know what I mean? It wasn't anything like, you know, like it could have been a reality. It's like, you know, you connect the dots, don't give up on certain relationships, certain connections, and you never know what could happen.
Oh, that's real. That's extremely real. And, you know, I take it from there that, you know, the biggest thing that could happen to you is not doing something, having a doubt of saying never versus doing, applying, and failing to grow and, you know, making something of it. And I feel like that definitely, you know, alludes to your career and, you know, your progress and what you've been able to accomplish so far.
Definitely. I definitely think it could always be a doubt. And that might be worse than, you know, like you're saying, even, you know, not trying to go or whatever like that. You don't want to regret that.
Exactly. So, bro, I'm talking about music and, you know, entertainment. You know, did the game choose you or did you choose the game?
I think it's a little bit of both. I got a production partner. Shout out to DJ Swanko. He's you know, me and him been working on stuff for years together, and I think like between both of us, I think we motivate each other to kind of keep going and just, you know, like I was speaking on earlier, just kind of solidifying everything we've worked on, connections, just us reaching out. You know, there's been some ups and downs as with everything. It's like sometimes you don't know what's gonna work out, and shit surprises you, and stuff gets released, and you just never know what's coming in this type of industry. I feel like you kind of just gotta, you know, play your cards and don't give up on stuff, you know.
With you guys being, you know, unique duo, like a dynamic duo, how long did it take for you guys to connect and, you know, for the next page to be where you guys are making hits?
I think like I think it's different for everybody. Like, you know, there's no set time. Like, I know, you know, there's producers out there who got #1 hits at 18 years old. You know what I mean? Or young in their career. Then there's other people I know, people, you know, older than me. You know, whatever. It all depends. Like, I think, you know, I feel like I've been at it for like a good 10 years, but it's like a lot of those years, it depends on how really dedicated you were to it. And like, it's more than just making a, you know, a beat. Sometimes you gotta, the business, right? You know, the business part of the game that gotta be right. And then just getting all your affairs in order first before you can really get to the, you know, the spot where you want. So it's like, you gotta dedicate a lot of time to different things other than just focusing on the music. That's for anything though, whether you're a rapper, producer, anything.
So what was your first big confirmation that, you know, this is what you're supposed to be doing with your life and producing?
I think for myself, honestly, before any of this, is just like hearing my own mixes and sound and, you know, beats and different things getting better, hearing stuff from other, you know, positive confirmation from other people. But then obviously, like, you know, when Cardi first came up, I produced a couple of her early stuff on her mixtape before even her album. And so, like, you know, it kind of led up to that. I saw that slowly picking up a little bit of steam. And then when the album actually dropped, then, you know, the intro was on there. It was like, okay, like, this is, you know, obviously, you know, something that could really happen. And, you know, it became even more real with that.
So essentially, you didn't, like, you had little bits of confirmation, but the big moment to you is pretty much when you started working with Cardi, and Cardi B pretty much, you know, as
and the fact that it turned from, like, when she first came out, when the mixtape time, you know, no one thought that she was gonna really blow up to be something that big. So it was kind of interesting seeing that as well. It's like a lot of people had doubts. Like, you bring her name up, oh yeah, I'm working with somebody, Cardi B. They're like, who? Like, you know, that's like, oh, she raps too. Like, I'm not, you know, they weren't expecting that to really be something. And, you know, like you said, it's a multi-platinum album. It's won a Grammy. Yeah, so it's like, you can't give up. Like, that's the true definition. It's just not, you know, you got to believe in shit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And something I love about Cardi B is that when we all got to know her from America's standpoint, being on Love and Hip Hop and her role in there, she was just so real. Her personality and everything she spit out was just organic. So, you know, it's nice to see when something real translates and transfers heat from television to music. You know, most people try to do it vice versa.
And it's a hard crossover. I've seen, you know, there's a lot of artists still struggling with that same thing. So, like, it's not easy. There's definitely a lot of artists that are in that same situation that have been trying to cross over for years, or still trying to do it now, or thinking about doing it. And it's not an easy crossover to be taken serious in two different, you know, backgrounds or genres or whatever.
Exactly. So what are some of your highs and lows throughout your career that you're willing to talk about?
I've seen, like, I think one of the biggest things, even if it's not, I don't want to say a high and low, but like even just struggles, I guess, is like producers, for example, like, you know, when you send out songs or beats or things like that, and you're waiting for like hearing back on what could happen. Sometimes you don't hear anything back. Sometimes, like, you know, you think it could be a perfect this for somebody, or you might spend time on a beat, but it's like something that other people just, you know, they might overlook it, but it's just part of the game. It's like something you might spend hours or however long on a beat, and it could be something that somebody skips through and be like, oh, next beat, or here's something like that, and it's like, damn, like, you know, I thought this was the one.
No.
And then the one that you made in 10 minutes is the one that's everybody's favorite. It's like, you know, you just never know with that type of stuff.
So if that's some of the struggles, what would you say, you know, some of the highs are?
The highs, I think, is just how rewarding it is, I think, of the time, how much work you've put in over the years, and how rewarding it could be to finally see, you know, your work can be published throughout the world. You get, you know, it gets exposure, it gets you exposure. There's great confirmation in just what you've been putting work into. There can be, you know, there's an unlimited potential, really. I mean, in terms of what you could do with it.
You know, the important thing about potential is that when you don't use the potential, it's just dead energy. you know, it's dead weight if you really
Yeah.
call it what it is. Because it sucks. Because you know, the reason why I have this show is that a lot of people be at the moment of where they can find success and they get afraid of it. And you know, there's a cul-de-sac, I like to say, and you know, you got to build a bridge to get over that wall and keep it going. You can't burn no part of that bridge. You got to keep it going all the way through. And so, you know, from that analogy, I like to think it's important that, you know, having those relationships and really just making the time to just jump over, and you know, you had the success where you made the decision, and no matter what, you were determined. As we, you know, we talked about at the beginning with the Jordan quote, it's not an illusion, and people are afraid of success. And so, you know, can you weigh on it with the viewers of, you know, what is it like for you?
I mean, I don't look at myself as like the epitome of success yet. I don't want to get too carried away, because like I still have, you know, other goals and things to do. It's like I still got a lot more to do, and it's like you know, I know a lot of other, you know, producers that have, you know, have accomplished so much more. It's like, you know, I don't want to downplay it either, but it's like, you know, I don't ever get too complacent or comfortable and think like, you know, this is it. But success, you know, it's also what you define as success too. You know what I mean? Some people are happy with certain things and some people are not. And it's like, I think where we're at now is like, you know, I'm at a good place, but I want to keep it moving. So it's like, I'm still looking forward to some new things.
You know, I can feel it. You know, the ceiling of complexity, you don't want it to get close to you. You know, you want to keep stretching and reaching and bearing down those walls of accomplishments. And I feel you. Because, you know, for certain people in this industry, having a Grammy is like the dream come true. And it's real, you know, humble of you to say, that's just not enough.
Yeah. I mean, the Grammy part, you know, that's like, yeah, that's different. That's extremely something I'm proud of. And, but yeah, like in terms of just more placements, just opportunity to work with more artists, you know, just a lot of different things that are out there that I, you know, love to be a part of. So,
would you rather break a new artist or have a song land and be a part of a hit song from being on the production side?
Breaking a new artist would be, you know, is always a great accomplishment. We have two artists I work with now, Sage English, and a DJ Neptune. Okay. Two artists right now that we work with, that we're in the process of produce, you know, in-house. There's in-house video, all types of things. Part of our management team is Galaxy Management. So yeah, there's I definitely wouldn't, you know, breaking an artist, I think, is everyone's major goal, because there's nothing better than that. Like saying you know, you got something from the ground up that you started and molded and got, you know, did your thing. And I got a great team that's, you know, surrounding me to, you know, to help with that. So I think, yeah, I definitely think the breaking the artist thing, you know, and if you can get it, you know, nobody's gonna turn down a hit. If you can get a hit is a hit. But, you know, I think the breaking the artist thing is definitely important too as well.
No, dope. I always like to ask that question because 99% of producers would rather break a new artist instead of having a song land with a big artist and have a hit. And it's like, the amazing part is that, you know, nobody's going to deny or turn down the ability to make a hit with anybody and be a part of history. But it's always so interesting that the value is greater to have someone's life become changed. And that's the dope part I like to hear, because, you know, it really puts in perspective what's real.
Yeah, it's better for everybody, I think. Like you get a chance to bring something new to the table, change, you know, multiple people's lives, you know, instead of just, you know, the same old what everyone else has already been doing. You already know that like a lot of people can make it. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with a balance. I think a balance is important across the board with everything. It's like if you can do both, then why not? You know.
Right. I got one more question about music, and then we're gonna put a pause on it and go into my awareness segment. And you know, I gotta know, what would you be doing if you weren't producing and, you know, involved in music?
I wasn't involved in music. I don't know. I like to think that I have a bunch of different things that I would have wanted to do. I think maybe probably on the business end. I probably would have just stuck to some type of business field or something like that, or maybe even like some type of lawyer or something or something in that background. To be honest with you, it's like a different type. If I wasn't in the art type of music or anything like that, I probably would want just a straight, office business route.
Oh, so it'd be stockbroking, or would you be like a business attorney and making sure everyone's numbers is right?
I like the finance industry, so the stockbroking thing could have been something too. But yeah, even just a straight up business owner, you know what I mean? Just having something of your own. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, that's still not far from what you're doing now. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's still something that's possible anyway, and it's what's kind of happening anyway. But yeah, it's definitely something I would be interested in as well.
No, dope. So no, I appreciate you, man, talking about the music with me. I got this next segment. It's my awareness segment, and it's a hot topic right now. You are a part of pretty much my 100th episode, and so I've had 100 different people weigh in on this, and I'm talking about the moment when the red and blue lights hit, and the spotlight hits your neck, hits the back. Look for everyone else in the car. You hear the blurp sound, and we get pulled over. And I like to ask all my guests, when's the last time they were pulled over, and what's some advice they can give to somebody, that's in that predicament?
I've been fortunate, honestly. I haven't been pulled over in a minute. It's been a while since I've been pulled over. But I think when I have, I try to stick to the usual. Try to just remain calm. Try to make sure you're not escalating the situation in any way, especially since obviously what's going on out here and a lot of things that have happened. It's like try to remain as professional as possible, and keep the situation de-escalated.
Yes, sir.
It's yeah.
What is something that you're doing right so that you're able to avoid the interactions?
I think that a lot of that, to be honest with you, is situational in what area you live in as well. Like if the areas that you frequent and how often you are in certain areas, and it can definitely greatly escalate that or increase your chances of something happening. Like maybe it's because I live a little bit outside of New York City. I live like an hour north of New York City, so like where I'm at is a little bit more suburban. I got some. It's a city, but nothing crazy, nothing like New York. Like down in the city. So it's like I feel like it's way easier to be a little bit more low key up here.
I feel you.
What's your? I mean, is that you? Do you feel the same? I mean, do you have a lot of encounters?
I grew up in the hood, and I'm mixed, and so like my family's black, and we get pulled over. I get thrown to the curb like everybody else. Like I get treated the same way. If it's blistering cold and we getting searched just because we're out on a Saturday night, it ain't no discrimination towards me. And it's 30 degrees. We all sitting down, and it is legs crossed, hands in your waist, and it is what it is. And a lot of the times I've caught myself being in a situation not knowing what to do until, you're involved in some shit, and then now you're sitting down for some time. And a lot of the times people just got to learn just to be quiet, or, bring the awareness topic of just take me to jail. Don't argue, don't escalate, de-escalate. Just, where is this going to go, and get to the point. And, that's a lot of the knowledge I've been able to get from this awareness segment. And, it's important to stay calm and be respectful. But at the end of the day, when you realize something's a little off, turn yourself off and just say, take me to jail. And, that's something
that I agree with that, because I've seen a lot of situations where it gets crazy because the person's trying to argue with the cop at the moment. And it's like, to be honest, it sucks. And I hate to see it, but it's like, you don't have much power in that situation at that moment. And when you do decide to go down that road of, fighting, whatever, whether or not it's right or wrong what that officer does, you don't have much of an option. So it's like, now you're stuck at their mercy, which is usually not the best mercy. So now you're stuck with a decision that you're left helpless in. So it's like, you might be better off, like you're saying, is like, and I think a lot of times in certain communities, and I think this is why this is an issue a lot of times in the hood, because it's like they take advantage of those communities, knowing people, don't have many options for a lot of things. They don't have a voice that's being heard like that, which is why the protest is going on right now. This is why everything's happening. They can't do this in certain areas because it's just like, it wouldn't happen.
Bruh, I've had Ebenezer on the show. He's out in London, and he lets me know how much racial interaction that does go on. You know, he's definitely profiled a lot. I've had Hit the Kid from Toronto let me know he's in a suburb and he's racially profiled all the time.
No, racially, but here's the thing: racially profiled is different to me than like, you know, to the point of where people are getting pulled out and beaten and killed. It's this little difference. Everyone's experienced racism. I've definitely racially profiled. Yes, like it happens all the time. And I've had some instances years ago when I've been pulled over with friends and cops have had their, you know, hands on guns, you know, on the, you know, by the car, nervous as hell. You know, they look, you know, they're very, you know, unsure of what the situation is. But
I've had a wife and the guys, you know, the officers have their hands on their guns and you ask for my license and insurance and my wife is opening the glove department.
Yeah, you got to read. Now you're nervous to open the glove box. And
yeah, it's like, no, it's out of pocket. Like a lot of the situation. Like, but no, you know, but racial profiling is what leads to the next step. And, you know, if you have no reason to pull me over and stop me for any reason, just like you have no reason to stop other people, then why are you throwing me in the mix? You know, let me do something wrong so that you can correct me. Hey, you caught me. But you know, it's not that. I grew up in LAPD is known to be the jump out boys. Like, you know, you standing on the corner with your friends, family, they'll jump out, tackle you to the ground.
Yeah, LA, yeah. I mean, but that's what you're saying. But listen, when you say stand on the corner, hang with your friends, it's like the issue. I think the issue here is it's a systematic thing. You got cops that come from other areas that aren't even from the hood, that are policing an area that they don't understand. So to them, when they look at that, they see that and they have their judgment on what hanging out really is and what they think should be right or wrong and whatever. And they come in those judgments and make arrests and are killing people, attacking, racially profiling people based on their suburban or wherever the hell they're from viewpoints, which is a big issue. And it's like it's more than just, you know, one cop being racist. This whole system has been designed to be like this for a long time.
But bro, don't get me wrong. There's still been a few cops that pull up and want to have jokes with you, see what y'all rapping about, seeing what we doing.
But it's, you know, that's not the stuff that you're gonna hear about. You know what I mean? Because it's like the majority, a lot of the times, it's not like that. It's like I said, I've been lucky recently to not have any issues or run-ins in some years. So like I've been good, but. You know, I know a lot of friends where it hasn't been the same for them. And it's like, you know, maybe some people, you know, they live a different life too. You know, their chances are increased by how often they're moving around. I don't, you know, maybe I'm a little bit more low key than others. I don't know. But
no, but see, that's an important value that you're saying. You know, it's important to be low key. It's important. You know, you don't have to be the loudest in the room. You don't have to have your car be the loudest on the block. You know, there are certain things that, you know, you do have to control what you can control and let go of everything else.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's definitely an important value to have as well in all of this, because no matter what, we want to teach each other to grow. You know, awareness, knowledge is power, but when you use the knowledge, it's a superpower. And the more and more we apply pressure with our power, and you know, we'll be able to exercise and you know, overcome, just like, you know, history says.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we got tons of people right now are hearing the, you know, all of what's going on. There's a lot of mixed reviews, feelings on everything with the protests going on right now. People are posting how they feel. There's nonstop videos of what's going on out here. It's like, you know, people can't ignore it now, and it's like people are picking their sides and whatever. What do you think? What do you see this going from here though? Like,
you know, I will say what Will Smith said the other day. He said racism is still around. The difference is we have cell phones. We have ability to record it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel like with social awareness and the amount of pressure on social injustice, you know, we will have some type of system of checks and balances so that, you know, there's a third party that's, you know, federally indicting these officers and holding someone accountable. A lot of the times that it's just, you know, we have a fucked up system. The internal affairs are supposed to investigate these cops and police, and you have some cities where they can't afford internal affairs. And so they, you know, they have fucked up shit that happens. And a lot of shit gets swept under the rug, and the city will pay out the families, and, you know, they think that's it. But, you know, you have the reality of these people still go visit the gravesite.
Yeah, and the cops are still cops at the end of, you know, they still go back to work with no issue. Yeah.
So I feel like there has to be some sort of checks and balance so that there is more of accountability. And I think once that occurs, we'll have some sort of settledness of the situation. But fact of the matter is that we're a long ways from that.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, it's like, what this country was built on and how long it took to get to this point. I feel like, it's just this racism thing isn't something that can be rushed. Like it's something that took a long time to get here. So it's like to get this to, go the way we want. It's it's a hard fight, but it's time. Time is the only thing I think that's really gonna help that, and it's proven that in history. You know what I mean? It's
revolution, and the revolution will be televised, just like how it was in the '60s. And we're at a point where it's a lot more accessible. And the reality is that they put us in a situation where we got hungry. Now we're dependent on how we're supposed to move with this whole being quarantined. And then you put us in a situation where you're violating our human rights and shit, the ability to breathe. And once you do that over and over and over again, you know what? The uproar doesn't matter who was involved. It could have been a stone cold killer that was murdered by the police, and we'd still be outraged for the simple fact that enough is enough.
Yeah, people have been definitely restless off the COVID whole situation. Everything that's been going on has just made people losing their jobs. People are at home now. They're tuned in to everything. People have time to look at stuff now. It's not like everyone's in there just daily rush and race to everything. A lot of people are at home. Unemployment rates are crazy. People are at home with their family. They're seeing everything. So I think people are at a time where it's like, yeah, they're restless and they're not missing anything. So it's like nothing's gonna slide right now.
Nah, not at all. Corruption is televised. The bullshit that we see daily is televised. We can see it on our apps. We can see it on whatever. Like, they have it so it's so much more accessible. And we have to thank technology, but at the same time, we have to grow and fix the things that we're continuously watching.
Yeah, I do think though. I think there needs to be a little bit more organization to some of the. That's the only thing I hope for. Is like with even with the Black Lives Matter movement, everything. Like maybe if there was like a group or just some people, like even like how at one time there was the Black Panthers. You know what I mean? Just having something a little bit more, with like some leaders, some people that actually had. Because I feel like it's a lot of people who are in the middle or kind of just doing their own thing. Because even back a few years ago when the Black Lives Matter thing was really taking off, it seems like there were some people who were really extreme and some were passive, some were whatever. I think if there's a little bit more unity, I think we could really do some work with that.
I think that they have to stay on the side where they have to make a decision. They have to be all the way right or they're gonna have to be all the way left. And then the Bay Area is definitely, transforming. I could really see the Black Panthers, coming back stronger than ever within the next couple of months, because they just had this whole thing on the news where San Francisco had all these power players and the mayor's protesting along with the protesters for social.
Really?
Once you have the mayor, that London breed is protesting with the protesters because it's not right for social injustice. That speaks volumes, and lets you know that
we need more of that. That's that's what I'm waiting to see next, is like more important people getting in. Because I know for a lot of the people that are successful and whether it be riches or whatever power, whatever you got, political, it's like sometimes that can jeopardize your status of who you are. And I know that's keeping a lot of people from getting involved in certain things. But it's like this might be that time to step up, to really make a difference.
Bruh, no, once you said that, you made me think about this quote I posted today, and it's from Jay-Z. Be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is what others merely think you are. And that definitely is to what exactly you're talking about right now.
That's a great quote. Yeah, no, it's perfect. I had this conversation with some friends last night about all that, and we were pretty much talking about the same thing. It's just like a lot of people, stay silent, and whether that be, or just have their own viewpoints or immediately critical of the situation publicly without even really digesting or thinking about really what's going on. And it's like, I even had to catch myself, you know what I mean? I looked at a couple of things, I'm like, man, they looted, they tearing stuff up, but then I'm like, nah, they're angry, you know what I mean? It's enough's enough, and it brought attention to the situation very quickly. It's on national news. The president's commenting on it. Everybody, you know, without all of the madness, who knows if it would have got to that serious of a level where everyone would have seen it right away. Like
in LA right now, it's the National Guard on every other block with.
That's what I'm saying. You can't ignore that. You can't ignore
bro, we look like a third world country, bro. Like we in Iraq or something, bro. And they trying to make us a democracy, like we not the motherfucking king of democracy.
Yeah. No, this is different. I don't think anyone's seen this in a long time. So this is
oh yeah,
where we're at.
You know, we gotta support where the support needs to be and keep it pushing. But bruh, as much as I feel like we could talk about this more than we could talk about music right now, just because of the precedence of where we're at.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick little pause on it, bro. We're gonna go ahead and navigate through a couple more of these segments, and then we're gonna wrap up the interview.
Okay.
I got this thing called Trading Places. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and mess up your mind just a little bit more. And it's where we take two iconic people and we swap their lives. And it's just like, you know, the movie Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, more, and, you know, lives change. And I got Eli Manning trading places with Gary Payton.
Eli Manning.
So question number one is, will it work? Can you see Eli Manning, you know, hooping, being the glove, and doing all that he did from Oakland to the NBA in Seattle? And then can you see Gary Payton now as Eli Manning playing for Ole Miss and playing for the Giants and winning the Super Bowl?
I think the switch might be easier for Gary Payton only just off of pure athleticism in terms of the sports. Because you know, I mean, because football to me, I feel like, you know, as a quarterback position, you can get away with not being as athletic overall and having a strong arm. Versus basketball, it's like, you know, that you're gonna have to run up and down that court. You're gonna have to play D. You're gonna have to, you know, be able to get by your defender. It's a lot more. I don't know. I don't know about that switch.
You know what? I think you got a point there, because Eli Manning and Peyton, the Mannings are not that you know, they're not mobile.
They're not mobile. No, they relied more on their, you know, QB intelligence and just being able to throw the ball. But like, you know, especially Payton, like, you know, he was a great quarterback, but it wasn't because of his mobility. And mobility is not always the answer either in football. A lot of mobile quarterbacks weren't the best. So,
but you know, point guards are the, you know, the coach on the court, the general on the field, the same way a quarterback is. But the difference being, you need way more athletic capability.
Yeah, it's still a lot of required athleticism. You can't even think about getting on a court in a professional game without even having any. Everybody on the court is athletic, super athletic. So,
bro, one other question about it before we move on. You know, can you see Gary Payton, you know, growing up in the Manning family, and can you see Eli Manning growing up in Oakland?
Well, can I see it? I don't know too much about either families, I would say, in terms of but I don't know. I don't see it. No, not in Oakland.
Fair enough. Man, boom. You survived that. Now I got this next segment. It's called Impulse Q&A. The whole idea is you got to answer 3 questions. You got an option to pass. But like I said, you know, they're just questions on cards. They're from a fan perspective. And here we go. Question number 1. If you were stranded on a desert island and you could choose one person to keep you company, who would it be, and would you keep an animal with you?
Stranded on a desert island. Yeah, honestly, I guess it had to just be my girl at this point. Well, I mean, I don't know. You know, you might get into some arguments. You might be a little bit annoyed after a while, but at least, you know, you got something. You got a lady with you at least. You know.
Hey, I'm happy you said that, because, you know, with a girl at home, it's like, did he just pick his his producer buddy, they gonna go to this island and just make beats.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you could go with your boys, and that would be fun too. But it's like,
I go with my wife too. I ain't gonna lie to you. Would you bring an animal?
Animal? Yeah, I don't have one right now, but if I did, if I had a dog, yes, I would bring a dog. That would, that would be dope. You're gonna need to get away a little bit.
A little Maltese, or
No. If I ever get a dog, it gotta be a big dog. Not these little dogs are too much for me.
Bro,
they just bark all day.
I got a Rottweiler in my house and a pit bull in the backyard. I understand.
There you go. Yeah, and plus I'm like a 6 foot dude. I can't be out here walking with these little tiny dogs. That looks crazy.
Right, it'd be comedy, but that's another day, another topic, another statement to laugh about.
I get it though. Those are good for the house because a lot of them don't shed. I get it. I get why people do the small dogs.
They bark, but they ain't finna stop shit.
Yeah. If anything really goes down, you're by yourself with that one.
Yeah, for real. I mean, if you're fully armed and loaded, it gives you time to get ready. But I'd rather have a dog with a vicious bark get me ready and bite before I even come out my room.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, those little dogs are just, you can kick that right out the way. You're not even gonna have it.
Question number 2. What is something that people are obsessed with, but you just don't get the point of?
That's a good question. Wow. Damn, I wish I was prepared for this one. I wish this one.
It's in post Q&A, brother. You can pass, bruh.
Hold on. I would say maybe fame. Then I'll go with that. Because it's like I understand where fame could get you, but it's like with everything that comes with it and how much you're in the limelight, it's like when you ever get your own time. I think a lot of people, I feel like that's something in life that a lot of people dream of, but then it's like when they get it, it's like it's nothing but problems with that.
I could live without fame, but the importance of relationships get you places money will never get you.
Yeah. So it's like the fame is one thing I never really strive for. It's like, it's achievements is one thing and doing certain things, but fame is like, I think you keep that to be honest to me. But,
question number 3. What weird food combinations do you really enjoy?
Weird food combination.
Bro, I'm gonna let you know one of mine. So I can do the jalapeno peppers with the bacon and the cheese, right? So I gotta take the peppers out and do the bacon wrapped around the cheese and fry it like that because I can't do the pepper. People say it's weird to put, and shrimp. The shrimp is the other thing that's in there. It's weird to put shrimp and cheese together and fry it with the bacon, and that shit is bomb as fuck. Fuck what they talking about.
I've done weird shit like that all the time. I like cheese on almost a lot of things, so I could put cheese on anything. But I hear you though. I do think that people would say cheese and shrimp is a weird combo, but I would try it because I've even done that before with even just sandwiches that are not supposed to have cheese, quote unquote. But it's like put it on there and it makes a difference. It changes it up. You know what I mean? It's good.
Man, and they have so many different flavor type of cheeses. Y'all can't be sleeping on these cheeses. I feel real fat after saying that.
Hey, it is what it is. Yo, right now is a time where people are enjoying food more than anything. People trying shit, cooking at home, doing things they probably would have never did without with all this that's going on. You got to be creative right now.
Bro, when I go to Walmart, Home Depot, I trip out on all the shit that's sold out. At first, it was toilet paper,
I never understood the toilet paper thing. That was crazy to me. I don't know how much toilet paper you really need that you're buying, multiple 24 packs of toilet paper. But
bro, now you can't find no workout equipment, no basketball courts, no.
Oh yeah, all the recreational stuff. I was trying to get a bike. To get some outdoor riding in, and that's like they're sold out everywhere around. Every bike is sold out. Every basketball, everything sold out. gone.
I was mad I did not invest in the Schwinn or something on the stocks, like knowing damn well everyone's finna be nature and outdoors like it's the 80s. Like, y'all finna
Everybody is a workout guru now. Everybody.
No excuse. And shit, with martial law, they talking about fucking up our internet. We really finna be outside.
Yeah, it's different.
So, brother, you survived my 3 questions of, in post Q&A. You survived my trading places, and we hit the hammer on the head with my awareness segment. So, as a result, we got to promote. What are you working on? What are you excited about coming out? What projects? Any new placements you're allowed to talk about?
Yeah, I was gonna say the placements thing. There's a lot of things I'm excited to work on, but it's not solidified yet to even really say something. But I'll say that there's definitely some exciting things that I'm, hoping to be released, soon and that we're working on. But I will say there's current projects, like I was saying earlier. Sage English, one of the artists that we work with, he just dropped the track called Beware with another artist, and he's got another one, Sage English with Ocho Seek, another dude from Florida. They put out through Rock Nation. So and then DJ Neptune, he's got a song Doghouse that's coming soon. So yeah, 2 artists to look out for something like that. 2 projects with those great artists. And yeah, I mean, pretty much this COVID thing did put a big damper in a lot of things, especially for like, outdoor stuff, videos, getting anything done for some of the artists. But, we're still moving, trying to record, keep making beats,
So, brother, what's next for Sean Island?
Next for me is more placements, more just try to develop more as a producer, I guess, in general. I mean, there's a lot of things that I need to work on personally, honestly. I need to get my social media presence, I think, better. Those are some goals for me too in the next year.
Where can they follow you at?
Sean Allen GM, at Sean Allen GM on Instagram.
And that's Sean SEAN as in Nancy ALLEN GM.
GM, yeah, correct.
You gotta make sure you spell them, because Sean and Allen could be spelled 3 different times, both words.
Yeah, I know it's a whole different ways. I wanted to just do Sean Allen, but that's taken right now. I might have to think of something else to get that get that going.
Man, Sean Island, if you watching this, bruh, he'll offer you a little bit of some money to give up your name. You understand?
Yeah, right.
Or do the right thing, Sean Island. If you ain't noticed right now, everything's about doing the right damn thing. That's not you. Give it up.
For real.
Oh, bro, this is my show. It's a little unique. It's different. We try to do things like, some of the things other people do, just, to meet formats, but we do everything different. And I'm like, how do I keep that same energy and pretty much close out my show? And, my viewers knows it's coming. I'm about to hit you with it. You got any questions for me?
Yeah, what are your goals? What do you how do you find the people you want to interview?
Bro, it's a list. Whether it's Instagram or publicists or my own publicist gets me people. It's just a hustle, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. The goal is to get the show on the network and, take this vision to the next step and, really put it out there, how to change your life by hearing these testimonies of some of their favorite producers, artists, athletes, actors. I get them all on here, and the common thing is success, because it is a fact that people from the hood and from other neighborhoods that have never seen success at a high level will never ever understand it. They'll have an illusion about it. And it's a lot of people that were from that mindset, and they had a moment whether somebody invested time into them or they invested in opportunity, and that moment changed their life, where what they thought was impossible is now possible. And that's the whole point of the show.
Definitely. I like that. That's the truth, honestly. You need some something to see. You need to see some things to see if it's real, to be honest. A lot of people don't see enough of it to realize how real it could be for them. So that's dope.
So no, that's why I appreciate your testimonies, and I appreciate you coming on the show, bro. You know, time's the most finite thing we have on this earth, brother. So I appreciate you taking the time to come, you know, share it with me and my viewers, and you know, and fucking with us.
Definitely, I appreciate you. Thank you for reaching out. For real, I'm glad we were able to make it happen.
What's happening is Contrast Uncut. It's season 2, episode 23. It's the Jordan episode. Big shout outs to Uncle Snoop's Army and Bobby D Presents. I appreciate you, brothers. I wouldn't be able to do dope things and chop it up with this gentleman to the side of me and Sean Island and be able to discuss such incredible things. I mean, we talked about a whole range of things. We didn't even discuss the 1.5 billion views on TikTok, but pew, pew, pew. You know, and so there's just so much more to talk about with this brother. So, man, I appreciate you for coming on and rocking with me.
For sure, definitely. Appreciate you having me on here. All right, it's your boy Sean Island. Shout out to Contrast Uncut. Your boy Bobby D Presents and Uncle Snoop's Army.
Hey, boom.
Survivor with a fitted, shook ones and never reach. Survivor quiet storm, I guess the louder you could be. Or the freaky tide, we was lost boys, Mr. Cheeks, love. Feel like I'm the one, bum, skibbity bum. Quest love on a drum, from the roots of black